for the start, we started a freshman quarterback, but he's a smart freshman. Now he's a smart freshman. He's been my dumb freshman for the majority of the year. He gets yelled at a lot, but we knew going into it, kind of like the same game plan as last year when we were playing Charlotte. They like to play a lot of man coverage, and they've shown some different things throughout the year. So we just had to check, and it was up to the QB to really see the safeties, and if they didn't have any, he checked to a pass. We worked on it all week long, and he had that really the whole first half. He had that ability to do that, and he was very smart and being able to do it. And the great thing is we had unbelievable protection for him. The offensive line did a great job protecting because we knew they would send some heat with no safeties, and the receivers made great plays on the ball, and that's kind of how we started, and that's where we started to get on a little bit of a roll. And the defense played, other than one series, we were trying to strip the ball a little too much, trying to make individual plays. We're built on a team defense, and they did a great job really after that one series, and they did an unbelievable job in the second half of team tackling.
Questions?
Was the first play, Tim, was that scripted or was that a Shane Reed?
It was a check. So we came out in a formation, and if he had 0 safeties, he checked to the pass. We'll give you all the secrets on the calls, but yeah, he checked to the pass. We knew we'd have Garrett one-on-one with that situation, and we're very comfortable all year long. If you saw any of our games with Garrett one-on-one with anybody, so he did an unbelievable job of beating the guy, and it was just a beat route, inside or out, whatever they give us. And Shane put a perfect ball in there, and the O-line did a great job picking up some blitzes even on that first play.
Tim, you mentioned last week, we would Garrett might laugh about asking about defense.
Yeah.
Can you speak on how his role has evolved this year a little bit, and how it's changed and when it's changed and why?
Well, Garrett's a team player. You want that out of your seniors. We have an unbelievable senior group that has been asked to do different things at different times of the year. And that was one of those things, even when he was a little bit banged up, with a hamstring or a shoulder or whatever it is, never complained. And we always try to put our best athletes on defense. And we asked him to do it a couple weeks ago when we started to face some past teams. In our league, we get a lot of run, but we knew in the playoffs we were going to see some 4- and 5-wide teams. So he took a lot of reps throughout the season, and he just did what he was coached to do.
Garrett, going to triple option, are you trying to get your one last big game out?
I guess so. I mean, it's definitely going to be a transition into college, but last game of the season, knew we were going to pass a lot because they were manned up across the board, so I just gave them my all.
Deshaun, what do you think about your team's defense? You have 2 touchdowns in the second quarter, and then the second half, they got some yards with no points. How were you guys able to keep them out of the end zone there?
Starting off, we played a good team. They were a good team. And when you have a good team versus another good team, you're going to have, they're going to make plays, we're going to make plays, so it was expected, for lack of better words. And so going into the second half, Coach T really put on us to find our heart. And so coming out of that second half, we found our heart, obviously. And so we went out there and played defense. We ran to the ball. We were struggling with tackling in the first half, but we fixed it up in the second half, and we kept them from scoring. And so, when you find your heart, you play that great game that you're supposed to play in, and look where it gets you.
Deshaun, how do you think this run compared going up to D2 this year?
Personally, I don't think it was any different. If you go out there and play with heart, no matter D2, D1, D3, D7, if you have heart, you're gonna win. If you go out there and play competitively, you're gonna win. And so I don't think the division really was a difference. It just came down to if we as a team was going to go out there and give it our all and want to win.
Staying on that Division II subject, RJ and Nate, I'll leave it up to you guys who wants to answer this. What was your analysis when you guys found out that you were moving up to Division II? And then how did you approach that? Did you feel like it was going to be any different for you guys? You felt like you were prepared? What was just your analysis of that and moving forward?
Personally, I just thought they were all new teams. They were getting in the way of what we wanted to do, so we just had to get it done.
Yeah, in Division III, you see more more private schools and more local schools. But you go to Division II, you see a lot more public schools who you necessarily never heard of before sometimes. So it was a little bit different, but I think we did a good job adjusting.
RJ, your offense, the last 4 weeks was a lot of rushing. Tonight, Shane obviously had 243 yards passing. What do you make of your quarterback as a freshman and how he was able to hit Garrett and Mason and some other guys in the passing game?
He's a great quarterback. He's got great eyes, such a smart kid. He's going to have a bright future if he keeps going on the road he is.
Did you guys give up a sack tonight?
I don't think so.
Tim, how did you decide on the quarterback so early in the season and go with it? What stood out early that made you go with him?
It was an open competition. We talked to all of them. We had 4 guys in camp, and we talked to all of them. And my role as a coach is, these guys know this, and I think that's why we practice so well, is the best players play. So we went in as a coaching staff on the offensive side and knew our strength was our offensive line. We had 4 kids coming back who played a lot last year on the offensive line. So what we asked the quarterback to do is not make mistakes early, and to be able to, excuse me, he was someone that didn't try to do too much. When you have seniors like we have, they're the leaders. Shane didn't come in and try to be your prototypical quarterback and talk a lot and do things. He understood he's a freshman, he understood his role, and he earned the respect of these guys by not trying to do too much. And he's a smart kid, and he played smart football. And once we saw that he was able to play the smart side of things, we were able to open it up and do some different things. Probably after the St. V's game is when we really started to really truly trust him. And he started to click with the rest of the team. And we started opening up the offense a little bit, and he had some big games after that St. V's game.
Garrett, Deshaun, 3 of 13 on 3rd down attempts. Are you surprised? And then 2, what was just your analysis of just getting on field as quick as you guys were?
I mean, we just did a great job as a team. Our O-line did a great job blocking, and Shane Ham's just a special player. So we kind of just gave the ball to him and let him take control of it, and we just came out big and executed.
I think, when it comes to a game like this, it always starts up front. And so if the offensive line is doing their job, and which they did, you really don't really have a lot to worry about. We always say it starts in the trenches. And when the trenches is taken care of, your quarterback can do what he needs to do, your running back can do what he needs to do, and we can get the ball to the receiver. And so our game plan was great. We wanted to take over the trenches and then do what we had to do back in the backfield and with the receivers in. And we got it done.
Coach, on the punt block on the their first series, did you notice the punter was standing like 5 or 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage? I mean, did you constantly go for a block there?
We had some films on them early in the year. They were in a normal base punt, and they were a little bit unsuccessful. You saw their early games; they were getting some punts blocked. So they moved to that. They put an athlete back there. It was something that we really were nervous about. Everybody other than 2 guys in that situation were hold-up guys and just really checking fake. They ran 1 fake on us, and we were able to stop them. Davion Pete and Diamante Trainum were the 2 kids that we let go free. And I believe Davion was the one that got his hand up, slid A gap from starting B, and Diamante came around, and Davion was able to get his hand up and put his hand on the ball. So we're trying to get the best of both worlds right there by playing safe and still getting a little bit of heat on him. But yeah, we noticed that if you could get one guy in, Maslin did a really good job of coming from the backside and came real close on a couple of them. So we thought with a quick D tackle like Davion, we were able to slip him in the A gap and Davion to the B.
Tim, what were